Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Study Area for daily updates of your current affairs and static GKs. This is going to help you for your competitive exams as well as to participate in quiz contests like KBC, KHC, and Dadagiri Unlimited. Without further delay, let's start. Russia warns the West. Our sanctions will hurt you. Russia warned the West on Wednesday that it was working on a broad response to sanctions that would be swift and felt in the West's most sensitive areas. Russia's economy has been facing the gravest crisis since the 1991 fall of the Soviet Union after the West imposed crippling sanctions on almost the entire Russian financial and corporate system following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Russia's reaction will be swift, thoughtful, and sensitive for those it addresses. Dmitry Bersky, the director of the Foreign Ministry's Department for Economic Cooperation, was quoted as saying by the RIA news agency. Non-stop meets. PM dialed global leaders 11 times. What went behind bringing Indians from Ukraine? The last batch of Indians stuck in Ukraine, where hostilities have surged following Russia's military operation, has been taken out from the main war zone as part of Operation Ganga, Union Minister Piyush Goyal said on Wednesday. If they're the bold steps taken by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, including his discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin and other global leaders that helped achieve this mission, he pointed out. Addressing a press conference along with Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur at the BJP headquarters in Delhi, Goel said, "Today we are proud that the last batch of Indians has also been taken out from the main war zone and will soon reach in India." Let's move to our next slide, please. Pakistani citizen among 17 foreign nationals rescued by Indian from Sumy. A Pakistani citizen was among 17 foreign nationals who were rescued by India from Sumy in Ukraine, where they were stuck for about a fortnight amid continuous bombing by Russia. Official sources said besides the Pakistani woman Asma Safiq, a Nepalese citizen, two Tunisian and 13 Bangladeshi nationals were rescued by India, along with nearly 700 Indian citizens. All these people were evacuated from Sumy on Tuesday by the Indian embassy with help from International Committee of Red Cross after Russia and Ukraine agreed to create a humanitarian corridor following separate telephonic conversation Prime Minister Narendra Modi had with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. Let's move to our next, please. Sheikh Hasina thanks Prime Minister Modi as India evacuates 9 Bangladeshis from war-torn Ukraine. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for rescuing its 9 nationals from Ukraine under Operation Ganga. Nepalese Tunisian students were also rescued under this operation, said government sources. Roshan Jha, a first Nepali national to have been evacuated from Ukraine by the Indian authorities, had also expressed his gratitude towards the Indian government for their support, reported that Kathmandu Post. Later, the Indian embassy in Kathmandu had informed that 7 more Nepalese were being evacuated by the Indian government from Poland. Let's move to our next slide. Missile threats. Alerts sounded in Kyiv as Russian forces move closer. An air alert was sounded on Wednesday in and around Ukraine's capital Kyiv, and residents were urged to reach shelters on an urgent basis. Taking to social media platform Telegram, regional administration head Alexei Kuleba said there was a threat of a missile attack. Kyiv region, air alert. Threat of a missile attack. Everyone immediately to shelters, he wrote. The development came amid reports of Ukraine's claim that Russia had breached agreements for safe evacuation of citizens for the third time. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Russia-Ukraine crisis. India hopes to get back its dues from Venezuela. The Russia-Ukraine conflict and Western sanctions that followed has silver lining for India's efforts to release payments for its public sector enterprises which are stuck in other sanction-hit geographies. Hoping for Western flexibility in dealing with sanctions elsewhere when the entire focus is on Russia. India has renewed its diplomatic negotiations with the US to get dues released for its companies in sanction-hit Venezuela. Sources indicated that the US side may have show flexibility in its dealings with India and Venezuela that will allow OVL, the overseas arm of country's largest oil and gas explorer ONGC, to get back its $420 million of dues that is stuck due to sanctions for the last few years. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Reputation of country at stake. Investors will move to China, court observes in NSA scam case. A Delhi court pulled up the Central Bureau of Investigation on Wednesday for the slow pace of investigation in the 2018 National Stock Exchange manipulation case. It also sent the former group operating officer of the NSE, Anand Subramanian, to judicial custody till March 23rd. Special Judge Sanjeev Agarwal said, "What is the magnitude of this case? Rupees 1000 crore? I don't know. The volume will be big. It is not a small scam. The reputation of the country is at stake. People invest their money in India. They think the NSE is fair. If they come to know that something fishy is going on, who will invest money? You are taking this investigation very lightly." Let's move to our next slide. ICC Test Rankings. Ravindra Jadeja becomes world number one all-rounder. India's Ravindra Jadeja climbed to the top spot in the ICC Test Rankings for all-rounders on Wednesday after his match-winning performance against Sri Lanka in the opening test in Mohali. Ravindra Jadeja's performance at India's recent test win against Sri Lanka in Mohali has catapulted him to the number one position in MRF Tire's ICC Men's Test Player Rankings, the ICC said in a statement. Thank you very much for enjoying the video. You all are once again requested to subscribe, like, and share with all your acquaintances. Till our next video, take care and bye bye.